I grew up in a small town where nothing exciting ever happened. We had one school, one grocery store, and one old park that everyone used, even though nobody really liked going there after dark. Ridgewood Park. It wasn't huge, just a baseball field, couple of swings, a broken slide, and a trail that ran into the woods. During the day it felt normal, but at night the whole place changed. The lights flickered, the trees blocked the moon, and everything felt wrong. This happened when I was 16. It was late July, the kind of humid night when no one wanted to stay indoors. Me, my friend Daniel, and his cousin Mark were bored out of our minds. We'd been hanging out at Daniel's place until his dad yelled at us for being loud. None of us wanted to go home yet, so we grabbed our bikes and rode out toward Ridgewood Park. It wasn't far, maybe a 10-minute ride. The air felt thick, and the wind was strangely warm. The park was empty when we arrived. Not surprising. Most people didn't come here after sunset. The three of us leaned our bikes on the fence and walked over to the playground. We climbed onto the old wooden platform near the slide. It was the only place where you could sit without being fully visible from the street. That's why we used it as a hangout spot. We talked for a while about random teenage stuff. Music, girls, school, nothing important. Then, out of nowhere, we heard something. A sound that didn't make sense. It wasn't footsteps or leaves. It was a slow, dragging noise coming from the path that led into the woods. Daniel glanced over the edge of the platform. Probably a raccoon, he said. But the dragging kept going. Slow. Heavy, getting closer. We froze. The path was dark. The light in that area had been broken for years, so the only thing we could see was the shape of the trees. We waited for the sound again, but everything went quiet. A silence so heavy that I could hear my heartbeat. Then something moved. Not fast, just enough. A shape shifted in the darkness. Mark whispered, "Did you see that?" Before any of us could answer, something hit the metal slide, hard, like someone slapped it with an open hand. The sound rang across the whole playground. Daniel jumped. "Nope, I'm not dealing with that." We tried laughing it off, but none of us were comfortable anymore. For a few minutes we sat quietly, listening. And then a voice came from the slide. A soft whisper. A kid's voice. "Come on." It didn't make sense. No one was inside the slide. We would have heard them climbing. We would have seen someone. Mark leaned forward and whispered, "Hello? Is someone there?" The voice answered, "Come play." It wasn't loud. It wasn't fast. But it felt wrong, like it didn't belong to any real kid. Daniel grabbed his phone and tried to shine his flashlight toward the bottom of the slide. I swear to this day, the moment that light hit the slide, everything changed. The voice whispered again, but this time it was closer, right below us. "Come down." We jumped off the platform so fast we almost tripped over each other. And Daniel kept the flashlight on the slide. Nothing. No kid. No movement. No footprints. We backed away from the playground toward our bikes. I felt like something behind us was watching. Every few steps I checked over my shoulder. Nothing. Just empty swings moving slightly in the wind. We were about to grab our bikes when something hit the fence behind us. It wasn't a small tap. It slammed hard, the metal shaking. Daniel pointed the flashlight at the fence. That's when we saw him. A man, tall, standing just behind the chain-link fence. His head tilted. No expression. No movement. Just staring at us. His clothes looked dirty, like he'd been sleeping outside for days. But what scared me most was the way he stood, perfectly still, not swaying, not adjusting, not blinking. Mark whispered, "Guys, run." We grabbed our bikes and pedaled hard. When we reached the street, I looked back just once. He was no longer behind the fence. He was standing in the middle of the playground, watching. We got back to Daniel's house in record time. His dad was already asleep, so we stayed in the backyard trying to calm down. For a while, none of us talked. We were trying to make sense of it. Then someone knocked on the backyard gate. 3 slow knocks. We froze. Daniel whispered, "Who was that?" A man's voice answered, "Calm, too calm. Boys, you dropped something." We didn't drop anything. There was a small gap in the wooden gate where you could peek through. I don't know why I did it, but I looked. The man from the park was standing on the other side, closer than before. His head tilted again, and he was smiling. A wide smile that didn't look real. I backed down instantly. I said, "No, we didn't drop anything." He didn't leave. He stayed there, smiling through the crack like he knew we were too scared to open the gate. Only after a minute or two, he spoke again. "I'll see you soon." Then he walked away. Or at least I think he did. We waited 10 more minutes before we looked again. He was gone. That night we slept inside the house and didn't turn off any lights. None of us talked about what happened until the next morning. We went back to the park the next afternoon because Mark wanted to prove it was just some crazy homeless guy. But the park workers told us something that made my stomach drop. No one had been seen in the park the previous night. No adults, no kids, no strangers. The security cameras at the entrance showed no one entering the park after 7 p.m. And yet we all saw him. We all heard the voice. We all saw the smile at the gate. It's been years since then. I don't go to Ridgewood Park anymore. None of us do. And every once in a while, when I walk home late at night, I feel like someone is nearby. Just out of sight, just quiet enough. And sometimes when the night is really silent, I swear I hear a soft whisper behind me. The same voice from the slide. "Come play."